Hello guys, it's Migs again. We're going to do a drive from Cassino to Turin in Italy. Arrival time's around 5 o'clock this evening, and we're starting in the dusk or in the morning hours, and I hope you enjoy it. So here we go.
Time to get the job done.
As all my videos, this one is just to show you what the AI are up to and how they behave, and I'd like to emphasize the fact that this is all due to the testing that I've done and the editing of the mods to give you a different experience, an immersion in the game that's not normally found in the vanilla setup, especially if you've got mods enabled, especially AI and traffic mods. So this is to give you an idea of what you can expect. So I didn't even notice the guy was trying to overtake me there on the left. But it shows you anything's possible if you know what to change and when to change it, and you'll get a different experience. Okay, let's give him a chance to pass. There you go. Right. So it shows you overtaking happens. It's not like they sit and wait around, and they also don't go crazy. Even though it was a barrier line, it still happens. I've set it so that overtaking can happen on any road and at any time, even through barrier line. And you'll still get guys who cut you off. Yeah. I tried to make it as predictable, as realistic as possible. Not predictable, but as realistic as possible. Because there's been a lot of complaints, if you follow the forums and read up on different pages, everybody complains about the way the AI behave, how stupid they are, how unrealistic it is, and so on and so forth. That's been my whole mission with this game, is to get the AI to behave more like what you find in real life. And I think we've gotten somewhere. So it's just a matter of time before we hit the road, the freeway, and then you can see for yourselves what it looks like. Here's our first toll gate, and you can already see a traffic build-up. It's 6 in the morning, so we're not at peak traffic yet, but you will start noticing a serious uptake in traffic. The lane merging in that will also, as you can see, oops, that guy's gonna hit me. Okay, I just jumped into the lane there without looking. That was my fault. But you'll notice there was no damage. So they can also be tweaked. I know you can download the Pro Mods add-on or the Pro Mods map with a no damage in your dev file, but I've just completed a video showing you how to change the damage and wear factors of your truck. And if you'd like to have a look at it, just click on my homepage, the link is below, and you'll be taken straight to one of the videos, and you can see exactly what I mean about the changes that can be made to make the game more user-friendly. Here's a prime example of how the traffic can behave differently. In the previous exit, they were backed up, waiting for traffic to pass. At this one, they didn't even wait for me to get close, and they were already diving through. So that's the factors I was looking for, just to make the game more immersive. Find a fuel stop very soon. Okay, yeah, we got some traffic pulled up. Watch the traffic in my mirror. You see that I've indicated way before the time. Once they see that what your indication is, they will give you the space. So there's that. The realism is there. And we can clearly see the traffic is starting to build up nicely. 7 o'clock in the morning now. The intensity is definitely increasing. I've got it set that from 8 o'clock it's at your peak, and that peak will go through all the way until about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, which it will then taper off to your thinnest hour, which will be around 3 in the morning, where you'll hardly see any traffic on the road, as you'd expect from real driving conditions. Do the overhead shots, you can get a good view of what's happening. Oops, that was nice. Change over to my bumper cam so we can get a good field of view here. Say Italy's maps got some very nice roads. DLC, the Italia DLC is really fantastic. See what's going to happen up ahead. Is he going to go? Yep, he's going to go. Okay. Oopsie, that didn't give me a chance. Okay. That didn't work out too well. It shows you the uncertainty you face when you reach an intersection or an off ramp or an exit ramp or whatever the case may be. Just be on your toes, because it feels like you're driving in the real world. And yeah, it's enjoyable. Keeps you guessing. It's not that monotonous same old. Yeah, I know. It's doing what it says on the tin. I'm enjoying this. If this is your speed, your cup of tea, follow my videos, have a look at them. Follow the instructions I put out there. I'll give you all the explanations, what the attributes and commands do. I'll give you all the different scenarios you can play out. I'll show you what values change what and what effects you'll get, and you'll have a similar experience. Like I said in my previous video, if you just like or not into doing it yourself, you can probably
Keep right,
just
and then exit right.
download a mod. It's not going to give me a chance.
Exit right.
Look at that, eh? Italian drivers, what can I say about them? No offense to you Italian drivers, but what can you say about them? Yeah, it's one of those things. I suppose all the drivers are the same all over the world. notice that the toll gates, like I said before, you go through the auto toll section of the toll gate, you will be charged. I've set the toll gates to be open with the barriers in the upright position all the time, even through the borders. I've done that. It's just to make the game a bit more fluid. With the density that I've got running at the moment with the AI, keeping them down does cause a bit of backup through the toll gates. If that's your kind of thing, I will show you in the videos coming up how to adjust that, or to keep the barriers down, or to make them open manually, or you know, basically need a trigger to open them. You can do whatever you like, and but like I said, it's everyone's preference. You've got the choice on how you make your game work out. There's a bit of congestion up there again. Oh, it looks like there's a collision. Yeah, they're just waiting for this to unravel. Okay. It shows you. It's not the same. It's every intersection will get a different flavor. And you can see with those two cars there on the left, the blue and the red one, how closely they can follow one another without hitting each other. There's a command that we can use in the traffic data file that adjusts the AI distance, the following distances and that kind of thing. So that's all up for grabs if you guys must stick around and follow instructions and actually develop your own mod the way you want it to. And you'll get the same experience. I love the fact that the roads are busy. I love the fact that the roads have got diverse traffic. And you can see there's overtaking, there's lane changing. And there's no real spawning issues. It's not like you're seeing them spawn off in the distance suddenly. And my frames are currently running at around 50, which is very good. Anything up to 30 frames a second is acceptable. Below that it starts getting a bit stuttery. So yeah, you can see a continuous flow of traffic. Now we've got something happening over here. Yep, there's been something that's happened in front. Maybe it's roadworks. Looks like roadworks. Okay, the bike's giving me a chance to go. Massive accident. Okay, so this is where you've got to be careful. The guys will just dive. Like I said. Yeah. If you can time it properly, if your speed is decent enough or high enough, they won't do that. But I had slowed basically almost to a stop, so he assumed I was stopping and that's why he took off. Again, proof that it does what it's supposed to. I'm just changing it over to my bumper cam for the moment. Basically, like I said in my previous videos, bumper cam is just there so that I can have the same driving position. So within the cab, but without the mirrors. And that's to help in the higher density areas, cities and that, especially when there's a lot more prefab to build and that kind of thing. That can drain the resources of the machine, the GPU, your CPU. That will help the frames because it removes the mirrors. And the mirrors in itself are a extra screen. Speaking of which, I actually need to fill up. So, here we go. Stop for some gas.
Finding a new route. Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Oh, did I take the wrong side? Okay, that's a screw up. Okay, while we're at it, I'm going to show you a little trick. Basically, what you have to do here is tap on the 0 key on your keyboard Takes you out of your cab. Now on your number pad, you press 6, that will move you across, and 9 moves you a little bit up. What you can do to slow the speed is to move your scroll button on your mouse, move it down so you can slow it down. So I'm going to press 3, still too fast. Now I'm going to press 8 to go forward. You see how and you use your mouse to control the direction, and you can speed it up or slow it down. Speed it up, slow it down, okay? Once you arrive there at the spot that you want to, you press Control F9 and you are back at your spot. Now to get back into your cab, just push the key you got to get into your cab, and you've basically teleported. Okay, let's fill it up this time. So that was just a little trick on the fly. So if you get stuck in a little spot you're not supposed to be in, there's an easy way to get out instead of maneuvering and doing all kinds of things that you can't. That's one quick way of doing it. It's teleporting. Maybe I should do a video just on teleporting. It's actually very simple. You'll notice that my tank is also larger. I've got 1,500 liters in my tank, so I don't have to fill up that often. Another thing you can change as well. And we're ready to take off again. So here we go. It's a nice camera view. Only trick with this is you really got to focus on where your lines are, otherwise you're going to drive into the wrong lane and knock some guys around. And you can't do it for too long, especially when you get to the curves. It gets a bit dicey, but it just gives you a different perspective of how the truck behaves. Yeah, enough of that. It takes a lot of focusing and concentration to get that one. I'd love for SES, if you're listening, I'd love for you guys to come up with a feature that you can create replays or recorded games so you can watch your replays back. That would be awesome, I think. I think there's the majority of you watching this video would agree with me. If you could record your gameplay and having an opportunity to watch it back, especially in areas where you've seen some nice scenery, maybe you want to take a screenshot, you know, maybe create your own content and use some of that as part of your content. I think that would be awesome. Most games have it in any case, so most racing games, I would say, the replay function, because the game does get recorded. So that would be a nice touch. SES could come up with something like that. This traffic's relentless today. Oh, that was a big one. That was a big one. Evading action. Okay, that was not expected. Okay. Does that look a bit predictable? I don't think so, eh? So now they're going to wait for me. Now they're coaches. Okay. If that's not your speed, if you don't like the accidents, there's a way to tweak it down as well. So it's just a matter of adjusting the patience and the safety modifiers. And you can easily tweak that out. I like to have that because every now and then you get something spectacular like we've just witnessed. It just adds. It just adds. go. Nothing happens. The unpredictability. Guys, if you'd like specific content or specific, if you have specific ideas or requests or whatever, please drop it in the comments below and I'll address them if I can assist. Look, my modding talent goes as far as editing. I can mix it up in Blender and that kind of thing, but it's not my kind of thing. It's not my cup of tea.
Keep right,
It's
and
very,
then exit right.
it's very labor intensive, and then it's a lot of programming as well. So I'm not.
Exit right.
It's not what gives me satisfaction. There's guys out there that do a much better job
Go
than what I'll be
straight
able
on.
to. But when it comes to editing certain parameters and changing the way that the game behaves, or if there's something that I missed or something that I haven't addressed, please punch it into the comments below. It'll get my attention, and if it's something I can deal with or can help with, it's my pleasure. I will do it. For me, it's just another challenge to overcome, and I love the challenges that Eurotruck throws out at me, because I've had a few of them. I've been messing with Eurotruck for, let's see, 2013, just after it came out. That's how long we've been playing with it. The beginning was just playing, but then I got to a point where you get bored of the game, you get bored of what it offers you. It's very bland. And that's when my modding curiosity came out. And I'm not a programmer by any stretch of the imagination. It's not what I do. It's just I found a fascination with it to see if I could improve the game for myself. I'm not here to sell to anybody. I'm not here to get compensation for it. For me, it's a passion, and I've learned a few things along the way. It's basically become, like I said, a passion. And the things that I've learned I've put into practice, and here's the proof of it. You can see it right in front of you. The screen doesn't lie. I've seen there are some mods out there who give you a higher density in traffic, but you got to change the G traffic factors. If I'm gonna just pause the game for a second, and I'm gonna show you something. So if I press the tilde key, which is the key on your keyboard, the top left key just below the escape key, it's a tilde key. That brings up your console. If you type in G_traffic, it's the same command you'll get in your config file, in your config.cfg file, and this adjusts the traffic density. So this value goes from 0 to 10. Not from 1 to 10, from 0 to 10. So you will get decimals. So if you want to go, the default is at 1. If you want to go at 0.5, means you'll get half the traffic of a normal default game. So if I punch in 1, if you notice that the van just to the front of me, if I punch in 1 and I press enter, the van is still there. If I press the up key, gives me the same thing. If I punch in 10, the van has disappeared, which means it's cleared the cache of the traffic, and now it will start increasing the density tenfold. But you see the density I have already. I've set this game to work on G traffic 1. Right? That's at its maximum, because anything I've written above that, you will get resource issues, but you won't find the traffic increases. I've set up the densities in a way that you don't need the G factor to be effective, pardon the pun. Okay, these guys are just not going to let me go. Here we go. My G traffic is set to 1, and you can see the traffic density. Some mods out there claim to give you higher traffic density, but you have to change the G traffic factor. And a lot of them recommend going 5 and so on. But you'll notice the minute you do that, your frames start taking a hit and that's what destroys the game quality. The way I've set up the traffic density, it's set to 1, but on the highest possible frequency for your machine and ratio. So highest frequency and ratio on 1, on factor 1, which means you're going to get the best of the default. Even if I change the factor now to 10, you would notice that the traffic doesn't increase. The traffic would stay exactly the same. The only difference would be your frames would start suffering severely. You wouldn't see the difference in your traffic volume, but you would notice it in your resources. So your frames would drop dramatically. And that's here on the open road where there's no real prefabs to talk of. The minute you get into a city, you would really see the effects. Then it would be undrivable. You wouldn't be able to see where you're going because that's how bad the stuttering gets. So just because you can adjust the G traffic doesn't mean that you're improving the game. And that's what also caused me to try and perfect the traffic density in a way that you don't have to use the G traffic command to adjust it. So yeah, that's that lesson learned and sorted. If you guys would like a video on the use of the console with the different commands, I could also do something like that. There's hundreds of commands you can use. A lot of them do not really do anything on the fly, but some of them do, as you saw. There's other functions in there as well. There's the go-to function. Basically, you type in go-to, and you type in the city's name you want to go to, and that's it. It takes you there. It teleports you immediately. So you don't have to use the UI or the interface on the home screen to take you to a place. And the problem with the interface is that if you haven't visited that city before, it won't teleport you there. So basically, you would have to have visited that city before it will teleport you through the interface or through the UI. Whereas with the go-to function, doesn't matter if you've been there or not. It could be Timbuktu. You type in, and if it's on the map, it will take you there. So there's another little tidbit that gets missed along the lines. Just checking all the traffic on the lines. Just won't let me go. Alright. So like I was saying, if you want a video giving the console commands a bit more detail, please let me know. Drop it in the comments below. See what I can do. I'm sure I can come up with something that will be interesting to a lot of you. But it is quite simple to understand. I cannot go because you can see the traffic build up on my right is quite intense, but I'm going to keep my indicator on. Okay, there we go. He's giving me a chance. Good stuff. I'm out of there. Now they can come past me. Yeah, so just another one to think of. And then one more thing as well. If you guys like long videos, especially delivery videos, the longest delivery I've done was over 12,000 kilometers. And that was when I had the Brazilian map installed, the EAA Map. Reason I don't have it anymore is it's very resource intensive. It makes the game take a lot longer to load up because it's basically loading up a bigger map than the Europe map. And to keep that in the cache all the time, it just takes away from what I regard as playtime.
Exit right.
Yeah, I've removed it. There's nothing wrong with the map. It's a very, very good map. The only critique I have for the map is that some of the towns are just basically copy and paste, especially the smaller places. And you'll notice that as soon as you get into it, it's basically a triangle shape. There's two roads coming in, one leading out, and it's a repetition. I don't say all of it, but some of it. That's what I noticed, and it didn't sit well with me. So for repetition, I can do what I do every day on a daily basis. it comes to my gaming, I want it to be surprising, if that's a word I can use. It's got to keep me enticed. It's got to keep me thinking, what's next? That's what keeps me glued to the screen. It keeps me wanting to improve it. And at the moment, I'm loving it. And it's obvious that SES is constantly coming out with new content, which is brilliant. The guys are really awesome. And it makes for good simulation. It makes for brilliant feedback. And the scenery in Italy is something else.
Keep right.
This is really nice. I love the Alps on both sides, coming from the Swiss, Austrian side. Really nice. So going back to what I was saying, if you guys want to see some videos of deliveries of long distance, let me know. It does take time. Because like I said, the one I did was 12,000 k's and it took me all the way from Russia into Brazil. I don't remember exactly where, but it was over 12,000 k's that I did. And that was a long journey. It took me a good few hours to do it. And I don't think I would do it that soon again, but if it's something that you like to see, I've noticed in some sites it's a trend to watch these long as videos. So if it's your thing, let me know. I'll try and come up with something as well. But if not, it's not a problem because there's plenty out there to watch. But maybe you could get a perspective from the modding point of view. See what happens in different countries or how the traffic behaves going through different parts of the world. Like I said, it's all up for discussion, it's all up for preference. If you want it, let me know and see what I can do about it. It's currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Looks like arrival time is just before 4. And traffic density has been faultless. It's been here and there you get a lull, but that's predictable.
Keep right, and then exit right.
You can't always have constant. Oh, he wants to take me through the rest area. She wants to take
Exit
me.
right.
I'm not tired. I think I'll ignore her just now.
Reroute.
Okay. Looks like we're about to get a little traffic jam here. Yep. That's not bad. And as you can see, someone's waiting for something, but eventually the flow begins all over again. Oh, this is nice. Looks like there was a bit of a bang here. Or someone just been stunned into submission. Okay, no, it started moving. Okay, there we go. We're approaching the toll gate. Let's see what the traffic's going to do. It's a pity there was a traffic jam there, because this would have been backed up real nice right now. The traffic trying to feed through the toll gate. I'm going to go through the paid section now, through the auto pass, and you'll notice, you'll see that I'll get charged because I did register at the previous toll gate. Will charge me now. There we go, 119 euros. Lovely.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
destination. This is in Turin. Torino. And the frames have remained stable all the way through. We can even adjust the timing of the traffic lights if it's something that you like. We can make it longer, shorter, longer intervals on the amber. Everything is adjustable, everything.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left. Get ready to turn left.
Yeah, it looks like we've reached our destination.
Turn left.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Fine.
I enjoyed it.
We are here.
A lot of fun to drive this. And guys, like I said before, hit me up, hit me comments, tell me what you want next. Let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna remove the auto rotating camera from the steering. Okay, even though I made it into the parking slot, I wasn't happy with that. Let's just park it properly. I'm gonna do it right. There we go. There we go. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'll catch you on the next one.